Good evening and welcome everybody. It is Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? It is Tuesday. Well, now that's why I'm on. How y'all doing this evening? My name is Jesse. I will be with y'all and welcome to Questionable Sports. I'll be with y'all until I'm done talking. So, how's everybody's evening so far? I hope it's going great. Let's get started. Let's get this party started. Again, welcome. Let's talk about the topics of the day today. Welcome to Mikasa. We're gonna do a little bit of Cowboys talk. I ain't gonna talk too much, man. We all saw the game. We all saw the game. So no need to go into details of what's going on with the Cowboys. But we'll do a little bit. We'll do some NFL news. Tonight's games. Saturday's games, not the one coming up, but next Saturday, or past Saturday. I'm sorry, past Saturdays. We're gonna talk about some of the games I've watched Saturday. Some of the games that were on. Some of the games that made a affect the top 25 in the playoffs. I'm sorry. Scotty will be joining as well at around that time, hopefully. And then, of course, Scotty's got his own segment. He's going to have something wise to say, I hope. We got the question of the day, and then we're going to look at the top 25, see the playoff bracket, let us see what's going on, who moved where with these losses, who went where with the wins. So, and of course, with that being my show, I get the last word. And that'll be it. Short and sweet today. We ain't got too much going on. Thursday is when we preview next week. So be ready for that. Join the show then. How you doing, Mom? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Thank you for joining. Hold on. Why is it asking me this? Okay. But anyways, I was just fixing something on the screen. I'm sorry, it's popping up. But yeah, so starting with the Cowboys talk. I mean, I know Cowboys fans. If you're a Cowboy hater, I know you're excited, but Cowboys fans, it's tough. It's gonna be a tough season. With Dak going down, and it seemed like everybody was going down on offensive line. The only person that seemed to stay healthy was Steele and BB, but still was getting his ass ran over, and especially in the fourth quarter when they knew that Cowboys were gonna have to pass. They just basically lined up, locked and loaded. Basically, what they did. So uh, it sucks. It sucks. I said this already. This is not going to be fun the rest of the season. Next season, I think it's going to kind of be the same next season with the salary cap. Cowboys cap is not very um, cowboy friendly. They're going to be with Dak and CD's contract. Oh man, nobody even said anything. Cheers. I can't even see it because it's clear. But cheers. Ooh, vodka. That was vodka. Ugh. But yeah, so the Cowboys are now 3-7. Um, I'm not gonna rant. I'm not gonna sit here and yell about the team. I actually think the team played pretty well for what they had. Defensively, they started off slow, and we all saw 14-0 right off the bat, and it was just like, fuck, we're going downhill from here. But they fought, and I think they played hella good in the second quarter, got themselves back in the game. But like I said, it's just sometimes it's just the little things, and I think I'm blaming it on the coaches. I think the players were doing everything the coaches were asking them. The fake punt, that's questionable. I understand you're trying to get yourself going in the first quarter, but at the same time, if you saw what was it, 30 Brown, look at his feet and how happy his feet were. So I was like, even when I was watching it, I was like, something ain't right. Because that's not how he lines up. He doesn't line up like his feet were happy, like he was excited about something. And sure enough, they ran that fake punt. Uh Also, let's see, what's that? On fourth down, remember in the third quarter, fourth quarter, we were down 10 points, 20-10. And we made that field goal, and then they got that penalty. We went down, and I know I kind of get, yeah, hey, go for it. And kind of Troy was kind of explaining to it too. Yeah, I understand analytics said go for it. But the Cowboys weren't putting points on the board, and I think we need those 3 points. take the 3 points, and we go. And what happened the next drive? Cowboys stopped them. We got the ball back. We could have went down to maybe try to score, but after that, it was downhill from there. They couldn't drive the ball anymore. Kept turning the ball over. Defense did good. I know it showed what, 34-10. I think the final score was, and that score seems like it's bad, but it really wasn't that bad. The game. If you watch the game was really close until that fourth quarter. So it just bugs me because people are gonna see the score. Oh, Cowboys got their ass kicked, and they really didn't. They were actually fucking right there. It was just a little shit that uh that happened that made them, get blown out. The fumble, Guyton trying to run with the ball, and he could just fell down. I mean, they're gonna teach him that. Next time that happens, just fall. Don't try to run the ball. But it is what it is. And then coming out in the third quarter, uh, what's going on, Kareem? You know what? Kareem got on here when you asking how many more games are they going to win and what teams. That's a good question. But I'm gonna start off by saying I'm not gonna start off. I've already been talking, but I'm gonna say this. I was wrong that the Cowboys were gonna win, but I had a gut feeling that they could have. They could have. I felt like that. Let me look it up, Kareem. I can give you. I feel like we're gonna beat the Giants for sure, and maybe Carolina. I think those two games that are two teams I think the Cowboys can beat, but it's gonna get tough for the Cowboys. Um, they still got Washington. They still got the Eagles to play again. They still got the Buccaneers. Buccaneers, if they can get healthy, then the Cowboys won't be able to. I don't think they'll be able to beat them because they got a good defense as well. And the Bengals. Bengals are probably the hottest offense out there with the losing record. Their defense sucks, but their offense is really good. So that's going to be a tough game for the Cowboys. I'm going to give the Cowboys, and I might be reaching 3 games. 3 games is what I'm going to go. And that's just, I think the Tampa Bay game is the other game that I think the Cowboys can win. So, I'm going to go with Carolina, Giants, and Tampa Bay, which that's going to have them lose against Commanders. They're going to win the Thanksgiving, lose against the Bengals, win against Carolina, win against the Bucks. Where's that going to put them at? Six games, and that's going to probably put them in the position about maybe the 12th pick, 10th pick, around the 10th or 12th round. I mean, not round, but pick. So, I can't wait to get to the draft talk. We'll talk about that eventually. But who the Cowboys need to pick? I mean, there's a lot of. I think the Cowboys need a lot of help. But I mean, it depends on what pick we get, or what I'm thinking about getting. Like, let's say they get a top 10 pick. I think you got to get somebody who's going to be dynamic, who's going to help the team, like maybe a really good receiver or a linebacker. I'm not linebacker. Well, maybe a linebacker, a really good linebacker, or offensive lineman, because you can see our offensive line's going downhill. Barton got hurt, or not again, but he got hurt. So uh, I don't know. I mean, maybe another guard, tackle, somebody on the right hand side. Especially to help Steele, because Steele's getting his ass whooped. Um, but other than that, I mean, how did y'all think the game went? How did y'all see it from y'all's eyes? Let me know what y'all think. Like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and be like the Cowboys went out there and could have won because the score doesn't show that. But I feel like it could have been a closer game. They're defensively, I think they played really well. Parsons makes a big difference on the defense. Um, Overshown really wasn't there doing making a lot of plays like he normally was. So maybe they shut him down a little bit. The Who they play, I forgot. Texans. There you go. I forgot who they played. The Texans may have shutted them down. If Dak had played, I think we'd have won. I think so too, Cream. I totally agree with that. Dak haters wouldn't agree with you, but I totally agree with you with that. But you know what sucks? All week the Cowboys talking about running the ball. We're going to run the ball. We're going to run the ball a lot more. We're going to help do this and that. And they basically let Texas know what they're going to do, so that they shut the running game down right off the bat. Another thing I think they need to do a little bit is give Turpin the ball. That dude, when he gets the ball, he can make plays. I'm not sure if it's because he doesn't run all the routes, or I just don't know why they don't try to give him the ball more. I just don't know. But I'm going to blame this loss on the coaches again. I just think the decisions they made throughout the game is what really affected the game. Now the question really is, do any of y'all out there, any of the Cowboys fans out there, do y'all want the McCarthy back next year, or would y'all like to go a different direction and head coach? Now, if you're gonna ask me personally, I'm gonna say go a different way. That's just me. I just feel like Mike McCarthy's offense is not really working with Dak. Dak can put up numbers, but I just feel like um, he's just not going. It's just they're not working well together. That's just me personally. I think I like to hear what everybody else says. Hell no, you don't. Hell no, you don't think he should leave, or hell no, you think we should keep him. But moving right along, we're gonna talk about NFL news. A lot happened this week. I'm not gonna go over everything, but I am gonna go over the Chiefs losing to the Bills, 31-21. Bills basically dominated that game. They kind of exposed their offense, how they couldn't, not offense, their defense, how they couldn't stop um, the quarterback. So imagine what the Ravens could do against them, because they were not quarterback inspiring him at all. So he was be able to move around the pocket, getting outside, and that run at the end to win the game, or basically not win the game, but seal the deal, was a good run. They wouldn't tackle; they couldn't even tackle his ass. But Chiefs, I'm not gonna sleep on Chiefs defense. Chiefs defense is still a great defense, but their offense kind of like again got exposed. They do need some help. I had Xavier Worthy on my fantasy, but I didn't even play him, and he ended up getting like 15 points. So I was on the bench, so I ended up losing again this week in fantasy football. That sucks. He's not coming back. The question is he going to make it to the end of the season? I think he is. If they went this far already, he's going to make it to the end of the season. It fucking sucks because you're at home and you're losing by 20-something points each week. That can't happen. Ever since Packers games last year, you can't be losing by that many at home. So I went to the New Orleans game. There was a lot of New Orleans fans there. It just seems like a lot of the teams are traveling more. Their team and Cowboys fans are not really showing up to the game. I think they kind of knew this year was not going to be a great year. And I think it's going to be the same way again next year. Again, I said this. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I love to be wrong when I say stuff like that, but we'll see. Uh, let's talk about the Lions a little bit. I'm interested to see them on Thanksgiving morning or afternoon. They play in the afternoon. They won big, 52-6. I had actually, if y'all remember back a few weeks back, I had them favored after I decided after Dak, not even Dak got hurt. I just think the Cowboys just started looking sloppy. But the I had them going against the Super Bowl against the Ravens. So I think that's gonna be. I'm rooting for the Lions just now. I mean, I'm not saying like I'm gonna root from the rest of the season, but if they get to the Super Bowl, I'm gonna want them to win the Super Bowl. I think it'd be pretty cool for them to win, especially as that organization has been so terrible throughout the years. Oh my gosh. What'd you say, Kareem? Let's see. I think if they get embarrassed badly against Washington or any other game, he might get fired. Do I think Witten will come and coach for the Cowboys? Oh, that's a good question. Nobody's talking about Witten. I know he's coaching in high school football and he likes what he's doing because he's coaching his sons. Um, that's a good question. Um, I don't see it, but anything's possible. Dan Campbell was a ex tight end for the Cowboys. I don't know if y'all remember. So now he's the Detroit's head coach. And actually, Cowboys had the opportunity to get Dan Campbell when they interviewed Mike McCarthy, but they decided not to get him. So, but I don't. That's a good question. I don't know if y'all saw that, and I heard you. I heard you join, Scotty. Welcome.
Hello.
Um, no to Jason. You don't think so? You don't like Jason Witten, Kareem? Welcome, Scotty. I'm yeah, I can see him be another Jason Garrett. uh
Yeah, took him out of retirement. Maybe Belichick.
the right now the top runner right now is what a lot of people are saying is Bill Belichick, but again, like I said, about the Bill Belichick hire is Jerry's gonna have to give up the team. give up basically all the decision making, and I don't think Jerry's going to do
Yeah.
that.
No.
So Dion already came
Um,
out and said he's happy where he's at, but that doesn't mean he's happy at Colorado. It just means he's happy in college football. That's how I took it. I
yeah.
still think he'll go to Florida State if that comes up.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think he'll be in Colorado next year.
Yeah. So, but I mean, never know. I mean, we still. It's not even early in the season anymore. It's damn near the end of the college football season now. About to have a tear come out of my eye. Um. Also, the Jets. They lost again, and they fired their GM. That whole organization. I was actually listening to the radio this on the way home from work today, and they were talking about maybe Belichick going to the Jets, and they were saying that maybe that would be a better fit for him. But I thought he was with the Jets for a while back, or was it the Giants? Who's the Belichick?
Who?
Belichick.
Belichick
Yeah.
used to be the Giants' offense coordinator
Okay. So I knew he was.
when they won. I think in '86 when they won Super Bowl in '86, he was there.
Oh, okay. So I knew he was up there in one of them New York teams. I just can't remember which one.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I was listening to them, and they were like, if Bill Belichick will come out of retirement, it'll probably go to the Jets because I think that they said that they think he will be a better fit there than he would be here.
Yeah. I don't think him and Jerry would get along very well.
Who don't like themselves besides herself? I don't know. Mom said somebody don't like themselves besides himself. The New York Giants. The New York Giants Hugo under Bill Belichick. Oh, what if what if the New York Jets fire their coach and go for Belichick? That'd be crazy. But yeah, and
The Jets already fired their coach.
who? I'm the
The
Giants.
Jets.
I'm sorry, the Giants. So what if they?
That was mentioned
Yeah,
that he's interested in going to the Giants if spot opens up, but I don't think it's going to be this year unless something goes south.
yeah, yeah. The Giants did win a Super Bowl under the Bill Parcells. That was back in '89. Was that '89, Scotty, or '90 when the
When
Giants won the Super Bowl with Bill Parcells?
86 and then again in 89, I think it
I
was.
think it was '89. So that's actually one of my most my one of my I guess you could say first memories of football was the celebration when they won the Super Bowl, and I remember them kind of picking up Parcells. So that's kind of
Yeah,
one of my first memories
that was
and
86, I think.
was it? So that's kind of my first memory of NFL football. So the last thing I got for NFL news is how about them Steelers beating them Ravens 18-16. That's a weird looking score there.
Yeah.
I think Steelers kicked 6 field goals, and Ravens they I know they made a touchdown at the end, but they tried to go for 2, and then and didn't get it. But I'm glad Kareem is here because I remember earlier in the season, Mr. Kareem didn't like Mike Tomlin from the Pittsburgh Steelers, that he wasn't a great coach. Um, Look what he's done. He's 8-2. I mean, I'll take. You know what? I'll be happy with the Cowboy fans because they beat the Steelers. That's one of their 2 losses. But Tomlin, he's a great coach. Don't sleep
Yeah.
on. I don't know why you don't like him. So,
Yeah,
um,
I've always kind of liked him.
I've always liked him. I don't like Pittsburgh, but I like him. Coach of the year, Mike Tomlin. That or the Vikings
Yeah,
coach?
I don't know about coach of the year.
What about the Vikings coach? You got to think about that. Your quarterback, Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying Kareem. Kareem don't like nobody but himself. That's what Mom said. You did say, Scotty, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Kareem say earlier, I mean, you may not remember, or you may not have been here in the talks, but he was saying that Mike Tomlin's I ain't gonna say a terrible coach, but he wasn't a great coach. I remember this.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it may have been before you had gotten on. So, but moving right along, we got to get to tonight's games. Yeah, yeah. NBA, we got the Mavs and the Pelicans playing at 7:30. Cavaliers and Celtics are on TNT at 6 o'clock, which they're already playing right now. So I'm sure Kareem's watching that one. That's a big one. Cavaliers are undefeated, so let's see if they can stay undefeated against the NBA championship from last year's. NFL games. There's no NFL games tonight, but there is one Thursday. Steelers versus the Browns, 7:15 Prime Video. NHL games, no Stars games today. Stars played last night. They lost 4-2. They're still looking good, so I'm not worried about the Stars. They got a winning record. You got the Wild and the Blues on Hulu at 7 o'clock, which is right now. College football. We got Western Michigan, which I'm actually watching right now, against Central Michigan. Central Michigan is winning 7-0, and that started at 6:30 on ESPN2. And Northern Illinois versus Miami of Ohio, not Miami, Florida, Miami of Ohio. They're playing right now on ESPN. Now, Northern Illinois, if y'all don't remember, they beat Notre Dame earlier in the season. That's why I just like when a team like that beats. I think they're at the time, Scotty, correct me if I'm wrong, Notre Dame was ranked number 5 when Northern
Yeah.
Illinois beat them.
Yeah, they were up there.
Yeah, I believe they were
I
ranked
think
number
we're
5.
I
So,
think so now.
and that's the one where the coach was crying at the end of the game. I mean, shit, I'll cry too
Yeah.
if I just beat the number 5 ranked team and nobody gave me a chance in hell. So, but that's what we got going on. Uh, you thinking of your other black friend? I only got one. No, I'm kidding. Um, but that's all we got for tonight's games. Are I mean, like I threw the NFL in there because there's no baseball, so they play
No.
again. That's Thursday. So moving right along, we got Scotty here. So you know what that means. We're gonna start talking college football. So Scotty, tell me,
What's up?
what games did you watch this, or what game did you watch this week, or what game were you impressed, or did you think any games helped
Uh,
the college
yeah.
football committee?
Uh, well, one big game, BYU fell to
What?
Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas is on a like a 3-game winning streak, and they got Colorado next. So
Yep.
that's this week. That's this week. You never. My mom's watching Polar Express for the first time ever. You never watched Polar Express? Is it the is it the one with Tom Hanks in it, or is it? That's the only one I
I
know of,
think
right?
I think that's the only one there is.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good one. Um, but yeah, that BYU. I actually stayed up and watched that. Kansas, and it wasn't like Kansas was just dominating them. It just BYU
Yes.
couldn't do nothing against
No.
Kansas defense, and Kansas don't have a great defense. So, kind of tells you a little bit about BYU's offense. And I went back and I was looking. So Baylor lost to BYU as well, but it was a close game. It was 34-28.
Yeah.
So BYU's all their games have pretty much been close. They just been able to find some kind of way of pulling it out, but not this
Uh-huh.
week. It caught up to them. One game. I mean, of course, I watched the Baylor West Virginia game. Baylor won. It was an air raid. I mean, it was going back and forth. It was kind of making me nervous because I didn't think Baylor was going to be able to keep up with the scoring. But shit, they did good. That makes Baylor they're on a 3-game winning streak right now. They got Kansas and shoot who they got next. They don't got Kansas next. They got somebody first. Then they got Kansas. I can't remember who they got, but Baylor's bowl eligible, so they'll be able to be in a bowl this year. So we'll see which one they'll get.
Yeah.
I don't see they're not going to win the Big 12. It really comes down to Arizona, BYU, and Colorado. And I think Arizona and BYU play this week, don't they, Scotty? If I'm
Um, Colorado doesn't play this week, I don't think.
Colorado plays Kansas. I'm talking about Arizona and BYU. Don't they play each other?
Oh. Uh,
Oh, Baylor's got Houston, then Kansas.
no. Yeah, this week it's Arizona State, BYU.
Yeah, there you go. So that's that game right there is basically gonna sum up. Whoever wins that game is gonna lock into the Big 12 championship game. And I think if
Yeah.
Colorado,
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably.
uh, yeah, I mean, if Colorado loses, then it could be you could have another rematch of them, Arizona and BYU in the Big 12 championship game. I think
Yeah.
um, BYU got Arizona State, and then they got Houston. They should be Houston, but again, they lost to Kansas. So, um, so the other game I watched was the
Iowa
Colorado.
State's still in there too.
Who?
Iowa State.
Well, yeah, they got a lot to not a lot, but they're gonna need some help. They basically
Yeah.
they don't control their destiny. I think BYU, Colorado, and Arizona State. And you know what's crazy is Arizona State has been sneaky. Nobody's been talking about them in the Big
Nope.
12. They they've been sneaky good, and then here they are, 2 weeks left in the season, and they're right there. Um,
Yeah.
so Colorado played Utah. They beat them, of course. I have 3 group chats of 3 different groups. No, yeah, 3. And I text Scotty and I said, are y'all jumping on the hype train? And I put Colorado exclamation point. I did not get one response back.
I
Nobody
meant
responded.
to I meant to text you back, but got busy.
Yeah, I'm like, dang, nobody's jumping. Everybody's hating on Colorado. Nobody's jumping on the Colorado hype train. What's going on, guys? Come on.
No,
Um, I'm not necessarily
they're
saying you got to be
decent.
the
Yeah.
fan, but they're actually a fun team to watch, especially when you got Travis Hunter. Man,
Yeah.
that dude is super good. Like if you ever, I don't know if you ever, because there's other players who played both ways, and maybe they're good at a receiver, but they play defensive back to help out because their other defensive backs are maybe injured or hurt or just not that great. And then sometimes they got defensive backs who play receiver like Dion did occasionally, every now and then. This dude plays it all game, and on top of that, does it at a very high level and is very good at it. The crazy thing is, what is he when he gets drafted? What position he's gonna? Because in the NFL, you're not gonna let you play both ways. They're gonna want you to focus on one position.
Yeah.
What do you think What do you think he'll probably do? Scotty, receiver or defensive
Um,
back?
I think there's plenty of decent receivers out there. I think he'd probably, if he's smart, he'd probably go for a cornerback.
Yeah. Right now, score update: Celtics are up 79-63 against the Cavaliers. So just a little score update. Um, but yeah, so like I said, Travis Hunter is my top pick right now for Heisman Trophy right now, or Heisman Trophy runner, or not runner up, but you know what I'm trying to say. Because he ain't a winner yet, so he's in the talks, but he's my number one guy. The SMU and Boston College that was kind of a nail biter in a up to a third quarter, and then SMU kind
Yeah.
of got away from them in the fourth, but still a close game. It was that 38-28 or something like that. So,
Hmm.
like I said on Thursday, Boston College is not going to come into SMU and just gonna be like, okay, we're going to lay over because they're in what you call they gave them a run for their money. They made them work for it. So,
Yeah.
and the big game Saturday, Georgia versus Tennessee. Um,
Yeah. Uh, Tennessee
not
did. I mean, after the first quarter, pretty decent. But then after that, they couldn't do anything.
yeah.
And probably one of Carson's best games.
And that's the thing. Like he's so up and down. Like you can't have that game where you're gonna have. Uh, I mean, okay, they're gonna be you're basically playing like Ewers, Texas and Ewers, where like this past week against Arkansas, he didn't have a great game because it wasn't a big game. But next week when you play A&M, are you going to have a big game? Is that going to be who you are? Are you going to be um, the guy who's struggling against Arkansas? That's what Beck when he's playing sorry teams, he don't bring his A game, but let him play a big game like he did against Alabama. He played good against Alabama, just Alabama team played better, you know.
Yeah.
So I guess he thought Ole Miss was going to be um, a walkover, and he didn't bring his A game, and look what happened. So I just with Georgia's win, Tennessee. I'm not sure how far Tennessee dropped. But
I have that pulled up right now. They didn't. Well, they fell behind Georgia, obviously.
yeah,
They
so
fell
I
4
just got the
spots.
bracket. I didn't pull up the whole top
There's
25. I just got the bracket.
yeah, I have the top 25 here.
See, Scotty, he knows. Told you.
Tennessee fell to number 11.
Tennessee fell to 11. That's still not too bad. They still have opportunity
Yeah,
in SEC.
they're right behind. Georgia didn't move much. They're number 10.
What about Alabama? Where do they rank?
They're at number 7 right now.
Okay. Are they the top SEC? Alabama?
No, Texas is number 3.
Oh, the stupid. I forgot. What about Ole
But
Miss? Where's Ole Miss at?
they're right ahead of Georgia, number 9.
Damn, you got 4 right there. 7, 9. You got no
You
3,
got
7, 9, 10, and 11. 5 teams in the top 11.
yeah, and 4 of them are 8 and 2, and they all beating each other.
Yeah.
So it's gonna
Oh,
be
you got Texas
interesting.
A&M too. What do they rank? 12?
Who?
A&M.
A&M's 15.
Oh, damn, they still back there. They've been playing
They
good.
didn't they didn't move. They stayed the same.
Okay. Uh, but don't forget,
Yeah,
2 weeks from now, that Saturday after Thanksgiving, Texas A&M. I'm excited for
yeah. I
that game.
think
That's gonna be a good game.
there's what, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 and 2 SEC teams right now. So I think if Texas loses one, I
Then
don't see them making the playoffs because
oh,
they don't have one top 25 win so far. So
that would suck. That would suck to
their
go into
strength,
that Texas A&M game and end up
their
losing and then
strength
get
of
knocked out.
schedule is their strength of schedule is pretty weak.
Dang, that's crazy.
So they probably need to win out to
Yeah, I don't know who they got. Oh,
make
they
the
got Kentucky
playoffs.
this week. Is no lay down either. Kentucky,
Kentucky, no. Kentucky's defense is one of the best.
Kentucky's they ain't gonna just lay down for you. They're gonna fight you to the end.
No, yeah. You can't mess around with Kentucky.
I told my wife, I was like, we're gonna be home before 3 o'clock on Saturday, so we can make sure we catch that game. I think that's gonna be a good
Yeah.
game. Could be, hey,
Yeah.
you know what? Could be the game. We'll talk about it Thursday, but I think it could be the game of the week that I might pick. Game of the week to watch. So,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna bring this up real quick because we're on college. I hate Fox. You have a great game in Indiana and Ohio State, and you have the fucking game at 11 o'clock. Like, seriously? Like,
Yeah.
that's a prime time game. That game needs to be at night. You can sit there and drink some beer or drink some liquor, whatever you're drinking, and watch the game.
Well, that's uh, the deal that Fox has. So that's going to be at the 11 o'clock spot. Is always going to be the.
Their big game.
That's why Penn State fans are pissed because they had like 4 11 o'clock, well 12 o'clock their time
Yeah.
games.
Man, I mean, this is like you cannot have that game that early. I mean, it's big games like that. Like, man, that sucks. But it is what it is. It's college football, and you're still gonna watch
Yes,
it.
well, it's more about the money.
Yeah, but because Fox don't want to try to compete with ESPN at prime time,
Yeah,
so that's why their prime time game is Friday night. So
yeah, but they haven't even been that great.
nah, they haven't.
Last couple of weeks, the Friday night games have been great.
Well, right now because they got what they normally do Pac 12 or Pac 2 and Big
Well,
10
they
games.
do Big 12 and the big
The Big
yeah
10.
the Big 10 and Big 12, I think.
Yeah, I mean that's who they normally plays. I mean games they normally show. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, again, like I said, that's my only rant with the Fox. That's a big game, and
Yeah.
it sucks that we're not. I mean, you can sit there and watch it at 11 o'clock or 12 or 11 o'clock, but it just that game. I would love to sit there and have that game on at prime time. But
Oh yeah.
I don't even know what the prime time game is this week. I gotta remember. Well, that's Thursday. We'll talk about it Thursday.
Yeah.
Moving right along. Scotty, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, it's time for Scotty's selfish segment.
All right. I'm going to quickly explain the difference between the seeding for the playoffs and the rankings because they're not necessarily going to be the same. For instance, the winner, if Boise State stays 9 or 1 loss, and they finish better than the winner of either the Big 12, which I think right now they're ranked ahead of all the Big 12 teams. But if they finish like ahead of the Big 12 champion or the ACC champion, then they will get the 4th bye spot instead of the winner of one of those two conferences. And also, like, for instance, if Oregon and Ohio State, the winner of that, say they play in the championship, they're 1 and 2. The loser would get that 5th seed, and the winner would get the bye. Just because you're ranked low doesn't necessarily mean that you'll have a low seed.
So I was looking at the bracket as you were talking. I was looking it up. I knew I had it. As of right now, they actually got Boise State at 4.
Yeah, they have Boise State ahead of the Big 12 winner
Yep.
in that bracket.
So,
which right now they're ranked ahead of all the Big 12 teams. So
yeah. So that's why they're up there.
And if Miami falls, then they'll be ahead of Miami too. Which is Miami right now is number 8, and they're the only ACC team in the top 10 or top 12.
So if Miami drops, that means Boise State could possibly move up to the 3 spot?
Yeah.
Dang.
I think so.
That'd be crazy. That would be crazy. I don't see that happening. Boise State the last couple of weeks has been struggling. To win. It's only going to get tougher.
Well, they got Wyoming this week, so that should be pretty easy. And then Oregon State, they haven't really done much this year, so they have pretty easy.
And then they got the conference champion
games, and then they'll have the championship. And if they lose that, then I guess I don't know what would happen.
Could it possibly be if they
could lose
UNLV, or could it possibly be Army?
Yeah.
You know, that's imagine that, Army in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't see that happening, but I mean,
yeah, still. I mean they're ranked ahead of UNLV right now, so
yeah. I don't think I think the committee would be like, no, we wouldn't want that, you know, but because they're probably like, you know what, UNLV beat Boise, so let's have UNLV jump.
Yeah.
Army.
And
I mean, how crazy would that be with UNLV going to the playoffs after their quarterback left them mid-season?
Yeah, they already have 2 losses though, so I don't know.
Yeah. Go ahead, Scott. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but keep going.
Oh no, I just said that UNLV has 2 losses, so it'll be hard for them to get in unless they beat Boise State in the Mountain West Championship. Probably about their only path.
So they're over here. I'm looking right now. It says the Big Ten. Oregon's already clinched the conference championship game. So
they're already 11-0. So
yeah. So
most likely going to be a rematch of Oregon and Ohio State,
which I think is going to be a good game.
Yeah, definitely.
Anything else, Mr. Scotty?
That's all I have for that.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Scotty. Now it's time for the question of the day. Question of the day is, what is your NFL Thanksgiving moment? Like, sitting down watching Thanksgiving football, what is the one moment that you can always that you think of when you watch that football that you think of back in the day? I remember this when this happened. So let me know. We'll get back to that. Um, again, what is your NFL Thanksgiving moment? Watching NFL on Thanksgiving Day. Is there a moment you remember watching? I actually got a couple of them. Uh, so y'all let me know in the chat what y'all think. Um, last but not least, we kind of already was going over it already, but the top 25.
Yeah, I kind of want to. I can. Some big movers. Tulane moved up 5 spots, 20 now. Army's at moved up 5. They're at 19. BYU fell 8 spots. They're at
Damn.
14 now.
Dang. Yeah.
Tennessee fell behind Georgia. They're 11. Alabama moved up 3 spots. The
That's a
top
bit.
5 stayed the exact same though. Indiana, Penn State, Texas, Ohio State, and Oregon.
I was kind of wondering if Texas was going to drop, not drop, but move a spot or two because of their not great showing. But I
Yeah,
guess they kept them at where they were at.
yeah, for now.
So yeah.
We'll see how they do against Kentucky this week, and then A&M. I see possibly dropping one of those 2 games.
As of as of right now, I'm looking at the college playoffs right now. As of right now, imagine this, guys and girls, children of all ages. A Georgia Penn State game at Penn State. That's going to be a night game. It's got to be a night game. Have a whiteout. How crazy is that? How about an Alabama Notre Dame game?
Yeah,
You
that'd
know,
be crazy.
that's those two games in itself right there will be great games to just sit back and watch. I mean, you still like right now they got Indiana and Ole Miss playing each other, and BYU and Ohio State. But the other two, I just feel like those two games would be just great to watch. So,
Yeah.
anything else, Mr. Scotty?
No, I think that's about it.
All right, all right, all right. We'll go back to the question of the day, Scotty. What is one of your NFL Thanksgiving moments? You remember any?
I was remember watching the Detroit Lions. They used to play every Thanksgiving.
Yeah, they still do, Scott.
Back in the day when they were like pretty horrible, but
Remember watching Barry Sanders? That was fun to watch, though.
well, yeah. Before that, Barry Sanders, yeah, definitely.
Hmm. Yeah, I remember watching Barry Sanders a lot on Thanksgiving. I was like, man, this guy is awesome. One of mine's, of course, everybody knows, every Cowboy fan knows, is the Leon Lett um snow ice storm when Leon Lett slid and touched the ball for and Miami kicked the field goal at the end to win. And the other one is when Jason Garrett threw 4 touchdowns against the Packers on Thanksgiving Day. That was supposed to be a loss for the Cowboys. That's what everybody was talking about. The Cowboys ain't going to win this game. And then turn around and Jason Garrett came in the well, he already knew he was going to play. You know, he was starting the game. Came in and threw 4 touchdowns against the Packers. So those are the 2 games that I kind of remember growing up. Cowboys don't make no memories like that anymore. And also,
we got the Giants and Cowboys this year.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
If the Cowboys win, Scotty's gonna walk around with Cowboy stuff all day.
I never said that.
um,
it's the battle for last place.
Yep. Why does this kid always do this? He always gets when I'm on this. But the one thing I'm sure everybody who's watched football on Thanksgiving was John Madden growing up.
Definitely.
Man, just that was one of the greatest things. I think a lot of the newer kids or newer generations don't realize what a great commentator he was, especially with Pat Summerall.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was fun. It was fun watching. He made the game fun. They don't have that nowadays.
Oh no, there's nobody that can compare to
Nope.
Madden. and Pat Summerall.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I wish I can go back to the Buffalo Bills and the Cowboys. Which one was that? Don't talk about Super. We're not talking about Super Bowl. We're talking about NFL Thanksgiving moments. NFL Thanksgiving moments.
Did they play on Thanksgiving?
Cowboys do, but I don't ever remember them playing Buffalo on Thanksgiving. Not that I can remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, those I guess it was three of them. Those three kind of memories that I could think of in the NFL going back to thinking of Thanksgiving. You know, it was always fun. The turducken.
Yeah.
He loved talking about that turducken. So, but that's it. That's all we got for the day. Now it's time for the last word. We're up to 32. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh yeah.
Turn your
One thing
notifications
real
on.
quick.
What's up?
We have a Facebook page now, so go ahead and like, follow. It's at Questionable Sports Podcast.
There you go.
And I'll post questions and leave your comments, and then we can
talk about it on the show.
Read some of the comments on future podcasts.
Yep. So, yep. Don't forget to turn that notification on. Let you know when we go live. Let you know that stop. Let you know if I ever post anything, because sometimes I'll post things on here when I take my put a shot on it. Oh, by the way, putting a shot on it, I went 5-0 again. I'm so good. Scott said he's gonna start making it harder now.
Yeah.
So yeah, y'all join in the fun too. You know, put a shot on it. The next show is Thursday at 7:00. I'll be on here. Scotty, hopefully, will be on here. We'll be talking about upcoming games. Talk about not Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's next week. Talk about the games we're gonna watch on Saturday and some of the games that we'll watch on Sunday and maybe Monday. And then next week we're only doing one show. It's gonna be on Tuesday. So we're gonna do one show on next Tuesday. Thanksgiving later. I don't want to do it on Wednesday. A lot of people probably be cooking and not.
Yeah.
Probably busy, so I don't want to, have bug people. And last but not least, don't forget to be safety first, then teamwork. Y'all be safe out there. It's crazy in them streets. So, let's see. I remember I was about to say that. Oh, I guess you're about to say about Madden. But yeah, that's all we got for the day, Scotty. Oh, what do you got? He said, Abraham said, live stream while eating on Thanksgiving. Ain't nobody want to see me eating. I ain't gonna be doing. I'm gonna be drinking and eating. No, I eat first. I don't start drinking till the Cowboys play, and I'm gonna try to be drinking more because they're gonna be stressing me out.
I don't know. Against the Giants, that's one game they should be able to win.
I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
It's gonna end in a tie. How terrible would that be?
Be 6-3, all field goals.
That would end the game winning. It'll be a game winning field goal at that. 6-3. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Colin. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Scotty, for joining.
All right.
Y'all have a great evening.
See ya.
See ya.